loves to dress up. And I gotta tell you, K-pop in the 2000s was a great time to just have grown men in animal suits, or you have anime characters come to life, all of that stuff. Just, it was a time where everybody just thought it was Halloween every day in K-pop and just wanted to have the craziest of crazy outfits. So, guys, I gotta talk to you about the kings of that. The kings of epicness. The kings of everything. That is TVXQ, aka Donbang Shinki, aka Toho Shinki. And I know you're all like, wait, are you talking about three bands? No, they're a band with three names. TVXQ seems to be the one name that they're always referred to as now, but with an exclamation mark. That's like an acronym for their Chinese name, which unfortunately I can't pronounce properly, so I'm not even gonna try. And Dongbang Shinki, or DBSK, was their Korean name, and Toho Shinki was their Japanese name. So yeah, it gets a little bit confusing, but as I said, I'm going to just refer to them as TVXQ because that's how they're being referred to as these days only, which I don't know why, but we'll just go with it to make things less confusing. So these boys were, as I said, the K-pop gods of the 2000s, probably the most successful in K-pop at the time. They were everything. I know I've said so many times that Super Junior are my all-time favorite boy group ever in K-pop, and nothing will ever top them. Well, I still stand by that because nobody will ever top Super Junior in my books, but I gotta tell you, these boys, their label mates, their predecessors, TVXQ, come very darn close to that. And I think they could have easily dethroned so many other boy groups had they remained as a 5-member group. But let's get right into it. At the time of their debut until 2009, TVXQ consisted of 5 incredibly talented and incredibly handsome young men. We had Young Ho, or which that's a very odd stage name, I'll say. And then Max Changmin. Max I can understand, but I think his real name is Changmin. There was Hiro Jae-jung, Mickey Yuchung. Mickey. I never thought that name was cool enough to be a K-pop star's name, but whatever, maybe it sounded cool to him. And Saya Jungsu, which I'm just gonna call him like Junsu because I can't really pronounce the Shia part. I'm afraid it's very hard for me. I'm sorry. So, these 5 guys really took the K-pop scene by storm when they first came out. Their debut album was called Triangle, and they had a debut single called Hug, which was really cute and everything. And then they went straight into really like hardcore edgy stuff, and they could just really switch it up anytime they wanted. They can go from being like cutie boys to really like in your face hardcore, like, yeah, we're the boss of this place and we're gonna show you all, with like really philosophical deep lyrics about questioning what our motive on this planet is. Yeah, no joke. And they got so many great songs to talk about, and this is why I call this the super special, because I couldn't just relegate this episode to just one song, because they not only had so many great and amazing songs with really strong, powerful choreographies. I'm gonna tell you all, they are the kings of strong choreographies, but also they had so many great costumes in them. And I could have just chosen anything, because some of my favorite songs from them include stuff like Mirotic or Rising Sun, but I gotta talk to you all about Triangle. That's the first song I'm gonna talk about. Triangle is such an iconic song. Everything from how they were dressed, to the music video, to the 2 other artists that were featured on it, and of course, the fact that they sampled the Symphony No. 40 in G minor by Mozart. I mean, guys, so many K-pop stars like to sample from each other, but whoever would have sampled from the king of classical music, the musical genius of the century, Mozart? I mean, come on, guys. Only TVXQ could do that. So, what was so great about Triangle? I mean, why was it called Triangle? Don't know. But it was their song released in 2004, and it actually was released in October too, so it makes it extra suitable as a song for the Halloween edition of K-pop Nostalgia. So basically, the song starts off with Mozart's symphony, and you just hear it as the whole camera pans through the whole music video in some dystopian anime city. And then all of a sudden, you see all the boys standing around, and they are in the craziest costumes in the world. They're like anime characters come to life. Just look at them. Junsu, you look way too beautiful with that long hair. I always thought that Jaejung, your bandmate, was the prettiest in your group, but no, in this one, you're the prettiest. Just look at that long hair. It's better than mine. And Changmin, how could I overlook you with your cactus hair? I mean, who else in real life would have tried to pull off the anime cactus hair? Like, really, it looks like kind of Ash Ketchum from Pokemon, because he has quite spiky hair, or maybe Naruto. Or no, even I'd say Goku from Dragon Ball. I had to remember his name there for a second because I was actually admittedly not much of a fan of Dragon Ball growing up, though I did see it a lot because my brother would watch all the time. But anyway, just look at this. They look as if they're in some dystopian anime cityscape where they're like these strange little anime demigods just standing around. And I mean, look at that. They got feathers on their eyes. They've got little designs painted on their faces, and they're dancing around in some ruins of a temple with all these really cool backup dancers. And they have Mozart's symphony playing all throughout it while they're singing all about how you can be the one to end the war in this world, how you can be the one to start peace on this planet. Just singing about how it is pointless to be fighting as we are here on this earth to bring about good. It's so emo in so many ways. I mean, I just say that this would have been the emo kids' anthem, I bet, in Korea if they had that. Because look at them, it's all dark, and they're all emotional and dramatic, and it gets even more dramatic when Boa, the queen of K-pop, Boa, the Korean Britney Spears, pretty much, comes onto the stage, and she's at her part where she sings her heart out, all while looking like a freaking goddess, coming out in that white dress, and she's shining and floating while she has all of her minions all around her dressed come on. And tracks, I don't know how many people remember them anymore, but they were SM Entertainment's attempt at having a Japanese style rock band, complete with drums and guitars and a lead singer screaming out heavy metal lyrics, and that was pretty epic. And anyway, who can forget that? Drummer's crazy blonde hair. I mean, what? Who thought of that style? They too were real-life anime characters. It was crazy. But still, Stu did the whole thing. I mean, trust me, you could never get something like this in the West. If any artist in the West ever tried this, that is Balloons. Oh, Balloons. It seems to be one of their most successful hits. Just, I don't know what I could say about it because there's just so much to unpack here. So Balloons was released in 2006 and it was on their album, and I'm really sorry if I mispronounce this, but it's called Oh Jung Ban Hap, or sometimes Oh Union as it's called, and it was their third Korean studio album because they were promoting in Japan a lot. And now the album itself doesn't sound very kind of happy and cute, because the first single off the album, which was of the same name, was a very also dramatic music video and song where they're singing again about philosophy of life and everything. Because anyway, the whole thing kind of roughly translates into Friedrich Hegel's theory of thesis, antithesis, and synthesis. And the whole single was kind of like a plea for peace and resistance. So again, it was very kind of political, I'd say, and it's kind of odd how so many of these old K-pop songs weren't afraid to be kind of edgy and push boundaries and talk about controversial subjects. However, I guess this became a semi-triple feature because I'm talking about Oh Jung Ban Hap. Ooh, that's quite a long name, I'll say. So why don't I just go straight to balloons because I don't want to talk too much about really dark stuff, even though it is Halloween and everything's supposed to be kind of dark. But I mean, everybody loves balloons. It was like one of their most, if not their most successful song, at least in South Korea. So Balloons was such a drastic contrast to both the single that came before it and of course Triangle, because it was a very bubbly, cutesy song that was all happy, and all the 5 members for the music video were dressed in these animal costumes and just played around, and there weren't many balloons actually in the music video. I mean, why would you call a song Balloons and not have balloons in it? It's like, I thought they'd be like having balloons flying everywhere, but oh well, at least they're in the animal costumes. I mean, imagine this, grown men dancing around in little animal costumes, but it makes it even better. I bet the reason this was their most successful was actually their little mini-me's, those little boys that dance around with them, also in animal costumes. Oh my goodness, they were so cute. I cannot deny that. And it was so suitable because the song Balloons in of itself was actually apparently a cover of a song of the same name by a band called Five Fingers. Rather odd name, but oh well, maybe I just don't get it. And the lyrics are, again, a lot more innocent in a way, because it describes like childhood and innocent dreams and the memories of the people who reflect on it, and how as people get older they kind of forget about those dreams. Actually, it kind of hits me because I'm only just 27 and I'm remembering that. I look back on my own childhood and remember how much hope I had of the world and so much innocence. I kind of miss my innocence, you know? But hey, I think that definitely adding those like little kids, those little boys in there to dance around with the TVXQ members was a great choice. Because it really just gave that touch of like the contrast between manhood and childhood, and how, as I said, that the subject of the lyrics are all about remembering your innocent childhood dreams and trying to get back in touch with it in your adult years. So despite the fact that the whole music video had a huge lack of balloons, it at least had that in there. And, you know, it gets even cuter because some of those kids are actually now current day K-pop stars. Isn't that crazy? And now the current fans of those idols go straight back to this music video and see where it all began. Aw, that is just too sweet. But you know, I could just go on for hours at a time all about TVXQ because they just have so many great songs. And as I said, it was such a shame that they pretty much broke in two after 3 of the members, Yoo Chung, Jae-jung, and Jun-soo, ended up suing SM Entertainment and leaving them, and they formed their own little group called JYJ, while TVXQ, at that point consisting of Changmin and Youngho, carried on as a duo, which I'm not gonna like downplay that they too also had many great songs as they were just a duo, especially Keep Your Head Down. That was such an epic song, as well as so many others. It just always made me a little sad. I mean, I wonder if any of those guys are on speaking terms, or if they ever are in contact with each other, or would ever do a reunion or anything. Because, as I said, I think it's such a shame that there's all those other really epic songs like Rising Sun and whatnot. But hey, one can only hope, you know? I just hope that all the boys are happy, regardless of what they're doing. But anyway, since it's Halloween, I hope you guys will check out these songs. These are so perfect for Halloween, considering all the costumes. These guys definitely deserve the reward for great Halloween K-pop costumes. Although, I would say they have quite a lot of competition from Trax, especially with their drummer's crazy hair. And also Super Junior's Don't Dawn concept. I mean, they had some crazy rock costumes there. You know, there just isn't enough rock music in K-pop. Why isn't there more of it? It just seems as if they don't like rock in South Korea. You guys are missing out, you know? Rock is awesome! But hey, I'm not gonna start going on any more rants because you guys need to put on your own costumes, go trick-or-treating, enjoy the candy, and of course, check out these songs. I mean, newcomers in K-pop, you guys have missed out and you guys gotta listen to this. I mean, to be fair, I got into K-pop in 2010, so maybe I technically missed out too, but whatever. You guys, we all need to check out these K-pop classics. Triangle, the most epic collaboration ever, and Balloons, because it was just ultra cute, even if the music video lacked balloons. So, happy Halloween, everybody. This is the Flower Woman at Lotus Petal Studios. I hope you guys enjoyed this double or maybe kind of triple feature Halloween super special. And don't forget to take a look at these songs, and don't forget your own costumes and trick-or-treating. Too bad TVXQ can't go out in those costumes, either the anime costumes or the cute animal ones, just with balloons that time. Anyway, as I said, this is the Flower Woman at Lotus Petal Studios. Happy Halloween, everyone! I'll see you all later.